The Chicago Bears take on the Arizona Cardinals at Soldier Field in a Christmas Eve showdown. Who's going to win this matchup? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this year. So subscribe to my channel if you guys want my thoughts before and after each Bears game. And I want to wish all of you guys and your families a very Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate right now. I hope you guys have a very fun holiday season celebrating with your family and your friends. Enjoy your time. That's what matters a lot more than these silly football games. But we do have a football game to discuss on Christmas Eve at Soldier Field. I'm sure some of you guys probably will be going to this game. Starts at 3:25. It's a late afternoon game, which kind of sucks because I have to make a video after this, and this game probably is going to end around like 6:37-ish. So it kind of sucks I have to make a video at that time, but I'll still be coming out with a video afterwards because I got to do it every single game, so be on the lookout for that. But this preview video, guys, might be a little bit shorter than usual just for the sake of time, and also because, you know, I understand like a lot of Bears fans may not be interested anymore in this season because we don't have a good shot at making the playoffs anymore. But there still is a tiny chance, guys. So if you are delusional like I am, if you still hold on to hope until there's no hope left to be had at all, like there's still a 10% chance if the Bears win out that we do make the playoffs. Now we have to get very, very lucky with other teams losing games. Like we need like 10 or 11 games to go our way for the Bears to actually get in, so it's not very likely at all. But if there's any chance at all, I will still be rooting for Bears victories for that tiny chance to happen. And anyways, guys, we have the top pick in the draft from the Carolina Panthers, so we don't have to worry about us winning games moving us out of draft position. Yeah, it's gonna hurt our pick to some extent, but we already have what's going to be either the number 1 or number 2 overall pick from the Carolina Panthers in a very talented class at the top of this draft. So I'm not sweating the Bears winning games at all, guys. And I'm rooting for victories, right? Because I'm a Bears fan first, and I hate to root for the Bears to lose games. And if Justin Fields wants to have any chance at all to be on this team, which I understand the hopes of that are fleeting by the week at this point, he's got to finish the season strong and, you know, get to 8 wins on the season, okay? Win out to, you know, give the Bears at least something to think about and finish strong. And, you know, again, personally, I'm still rooting for a scenario in which Justin Fields can be the quarterback of the future here because I still believe a lot in his talent level. I just feel like the coaching that we have given him has not enabled him to take steps forward in his development. And I feel like if we do trade him to a different team with a better coaching staff, he might blossom in his first year aside, you know, away from the Chicago Bears, and that would hurt to see. But if the Bears do draft a rookie quarterback, obviously I would support that rookie quarterback 100% with all my heart. I would make a hype video for that rookie quarterback right away. If it's Caleb Williams, Drake May, whoever, like I always support the quarterback of the Bears, whoever that is. And right now that is Justin Fields, so all my support still goes out to Justin Fields throughout the rest of the season. But looking at our opponent in this game, guys, it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals, a very, very bad football team. They have 3 wins on the season. They have a very bad roster. They got blown out against the 49ers in the last matchup, and this is the game the Bears should win, guys. Like, the Bears are favored to win this game by 5.5 points according to the odds the last time I checked. So the Bears are pretty big favorites in this game, and the Bears on paper do have a lot more talent than the Cardinals do, but this is the Chicago Bears we're talking about. We choke leads and we, you know, blow games to teams that we should beat all the time, so I'm not going to draw it up as an easy victory still, but I do think the Bears hopefully should win this game. But let's break down both rosters, starting with the Cardinals roster. First of all, talking about their offense, and they rank number 23 in points scored per game, number 24 in yards gained per game, number 29 passing attack, and number 7 run game. And their franchise quarterback Kyler Murray has returned from injury. He suffered a pretty bad injury last year. He is fully back now, fully healthy. Good to see that. But he has been pretty up and down in his start so far with the Cardinals this year. Okay, if you look at his stats, 1,075 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, completion percentage of 62.1 in the 5 games he started so far this year with the Cardinals. So not really the dynamic, explosive playmaker we have seen in the past so far this year. Like on the ground even, he's not, you know, running as much as he has in other seasons. He only has 155 rushing yards on the year in those 5 games and, you know, only 29 attempts. So still coming back a little bit slowly, but he is still, you know, a really dynamic quarterback when he is actually on top of his game. He has a pretty decent arm. He can make every throw in the book. He can run around. But this year he has been a little bit inconsistent because he's still working his way back from that injury. And the Cardinals have surrounded him with absolutely no talent right now on the offensive side of the football. Their leading receiver is actually Trey McBride, a tight end. With 712 receiving yards, the young tight end is having a fantastic season. But aside from him, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown was their second leading receiver, but he's not going to be playing in this game due to an injury. So at receiver, they got guys like Michael Wilson, Rondale Moore. Like, it's not a good group of playmakers here in front of Kyler Murray. And his offensive line also has been pretty spotty at times this year. They have a rookie left tackle, obviously Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State, who was having some rookie up and downs. So even though they can run the football, it has not led to that many points because they simply cannot pass the ball with any sort of consistency. Okay, they don't have the playmakers to make big plays for them down the field consistently. But talking about the Cardinals defense, then they're even worse on that side of the ball. They rank number 31 in points allowed per game, number 23 in yards allowed per game, number 13 passing defense, number 31 run defense. And you guys can see the big glaring stat here is that they rank number 31 against the run. They are a really bad run defense. They've been getting gashed over and over and over again the entire season, especially by the elite running teams. Like the 49ers had crazy amount of rushing yards against them. 144 rushing yards Christian McCaffrey went off, and they just don't have the linebackers or the defensive line to really plug up those running lanes, okay, plug up those gaps. So they can be exposed by running the football against them. And if you look at their secondary and the rest of their defense, it's also not very talented, guys. Like they have, Budda Baker as a star probably back there in the secondary, but their secondary does not have many household names. They don't have much high-impact elite talent on this defense, and that's why it's been a pretty bad defense for a good portion of the year, even though they have a defensive-minded head coach in Jonathan Gannon in Arizona. So that's the Cardinals defense, a pretty poor defense. Talking about the Chicago Bears now, talking about their offense. They rank number 22 in points scored per game, number 22 also in yards gained per game, number 27 passing attack, number 5 run game. And this Bears offense struggles a lot with consistency, okay? We have moments where we're looking like one of the most dynamic, explosive offenses in the NFL, scoring very quickly on opening drives, having Justin Fields do crazy things with his legs and eventually finding somebody open downfield like he did last week against the Cleveland Browns in that first half, breaking the Myles Garrett sack and spinning out of it, finding Cole Kmet open in the end zone. Like, those are really cool plays, but we can't string together any sort of consistency because it seems like we cannot make the little plays oftentimes to advance the ball down the field and pick up first downs consistently, okay? And obviously the quarterback does get some blame there for not being, able to sometimes hit the easy plays, hit the easy throws when he can make the hard throws. But the play caller also gets a lot of blame here too, because I think Luke Getsy at this point has proven he does not know how to sequence plays in this league, okay? Maybe he can drop a few plays, a few nice plays here and there, but he can't combine them together into an effective game plan, and he's proven that now over the course of basically 2 seasons. So when the Bears offense is on, they're really good, but when they're off, they're really bad. There's really no in-between, and they're likely losing Tevin Jenkins for this game. Tevin Jenkins is suffering a concussion, so I'm guessing he's not going to be playing in this game, and that is a big loss for the offensive line because Tevin Jenkins is the rock and the heart and soul of that offensive line. When Tevin Jenkins is in there, that changes the entire O-line. They play like a much better unit. So not having Tevin in there is going to suck. I think Cody Whitehair should be taking his place probably, which not the biggest fan of Cody Whitehair at this point in time. He's very, washed up, I want to say, which sounds disrespectful, but that's the truth, guys. Like, he's way past his prime at this point, and he should have been cut by the Bears probably like 2 years ago, but he's still here, and he's going to be playing in place probably of Tevin Jenkins, which does suck. But talking about the Bears defense, lastly, they rank number 22 in points allowed per game, number 13 in yards allowed per game, number 26 pass defense, number 1 run defense. And obviously, if you look at the stats since week 12, they are much better. Honestly, ever since acquiring Montez Sweat, this defense has been basically a top 5, top 10 unit. Now, they have struggled with closing out games. Like, they could not close out the game against the Lions in the first matchup. They could not close out the game against the Browns in the last matchup. But I partly blame Eberflus for that, for putting Justin Jones in coverage on that play on a crucial, 3rd and 15. That made no sense whatsoever. So play calling, kind of messed it up there at the end. But regardless, this defense is very damn good at this point in time, okay, with how many turnovers they have been forcing. The Bears right now are on a historic turnover forcing pace. In the last 4 games, they have forced 14 turnovers. 14 freaking turnovers in the last 4 games. That's absolutely freaking insane. Okay, they're basically averaging like 3.5 turnovers per game for a quarter of the season. I mean, you're lucky if you get 2 turnovers from your defense. Even 1 is good, but getting 3.5 per game is absolutely just crazy. It blows my mind. So if the Bears can keep on getting pressure on the quarterback, keep on putting our players in a position to get these turnovers, this defense is going to be one of the scariest to go up against in the NFL, because we are forcing every quarterback into some pretty bad throws. So, you know, defense looking very, very good right now. Jalen Island, I want to call it now, is going strong as well. Jalen Johnson right now is ranked by PFF as the #1 cornerback in the NFL based on his coverage rating. He has allowed basically nothing the entire season in coverage. He's been getting targeted, you know, decent amount still, but he has a couple picks obviously this season. He's not allowed many big plays down the field. He's been very, very good. He's taken a massive jump in year 4 in a contract year, and he's going to be earning a lot of money at the end of the season. Good for him, but he is also a big part of why the Bears defense is so damn good right now. With that being said, let me get to my 3 keys to Bears victory. How can the Chicago Bears win this game at home against the Arizona Cardinals? And key number 1 is going to be to have heavy run game involvement early, okay? The Cardinals have a terrible run defense. They cannot stop the run. So with the Bears having multiple talented running backs, with us also having a running quarterback that can really run with the football, put pressure on the Cardinals defense to be good at doing something they're clearly not good at doing. Exploit that weakness early and often. Key number 2 is going to be for Fields to be aggressive down the field. Justin Fields at this point has nothing to lose in his remaining starts with the Chicago Bears. Okay, I think a lot of people have already given up on him. So if you have nothing to lose, let yourself loose. Okay, take shots downfield, go for the home run ball. You know, try to get 300 passing yards in this game if you can. I know that Luke Getsy is going to limit that because Luke Getsy is not an adequate play caller in this league, but I just want Fields to really play loose, play freely, and again, he has nothing to lose. And against a bad secondary, like, you should have opportunities to attack downfield and show off that fantastic arm strength. And then finally, key number 3 is going to be to pummel a weaker offensive line if you are the Bears defense. Okay, the Cardinals have young players on this offensive line. They have been struggling at times this year, so there should be no excuses for the pass rush to not show up in this game, because the pass rush has been really damn good as of late. So we should be getting home to the quarterback. We have to be sure to actually get Kyler Murray down into the dirt, because he is an athletic, mobile quarterback that can juke you out of your shoes if you're not careful in what pursuit angle you are taking. So be sure to take the right angle to get Kyler Murray down into the ground. Finally, it's time for my score prediction. Who do I have winning this matchup? Guys, I have the Chicago Bears going into Soldier Field on Christmas Eve and getting a big Christmas Eve win by the score of 27-14. Yes, I think the Bears will be winning this game by a lot. I hope I'm not wrong about that. I very well could be, because the Bears have disappointed me time and time again. But guys, on paper, the Bears just have so much more talent than the Cardinals do. It's not even close in my opinion. Like, our defense is much better on offense. We have DJ Moore. They have nobody even close to a DJ Moore right now on offense. Cole Kmet is having a good year. We still got decent pieces on the offensive line, even missing Tevin Jenkins. So there should be no excuses for the Bears to lose this one. Okay, if we lose this game, it's probably only going to be because of bad coaching, because we have much more pieces on paper than the Cardinals do on both sides of the football. So I think Justin Fields actually is going to have a pretty decent stat line, because again, the Cardinals don't have a great defense, and I think that Justin Fields is going to be playing pretty freely because he has nothing to lose. So I do think we'll see him taking shots downfield, you know, having a little bit of fun out there. And I hope he does have fun, guys. Like, it's been such a chaotic and brutal start to his NFL career for Justin Fields with the Chicago Bears. He's not really had much fun here, but I hope he's able to have a nice Christmas Eve performance and enjoy himself, as I hope the rest of the team does as well. And I'm still rooting for a win here, guys. Like, I know a lot of Bears fans are rooting for losses at this point, but we already have a top pick in the draft, like, basically locked up, and like, I want to see us get to the 8-win mark if possible. Like, that would be such significant growth shown from this team. It would make me feel a lot better about next season too if we do, you know, get to that 7-8, hopefully 8-win mark and win out, because that would show us that we are only a couple players away probably from really turning this thing around, and maybe a new coaching staff too. I know if we win out, it increases the chances of Eberflus staying, so that's kind of a tough conversation to be had, but I think that Luke Getsy would be gone no matter what in this scenario, because the offense clearly is not even close to where it needs to be. But I hope regardless, like, Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren do make the right call on this coaching staff at the end of the season, regardless of how we finish this season. As for my offense MVP in this game, I gotta go with Justin Fields, QB1. I think he has, I'm going bold here. This is probably going to sound very, very stupid, but I'm predicting 300 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns, because I just think he's going to go off, guys. Like, against a bad defense at home, with him not having anything to really fear at this point, I think he goes off, has a good performance, and, we're going to have fun watching him in this game, hopefully. As for my defense MVP, I'm going to be going with Jaquan Brisker. I think Jaquan Brisker actually gets a pick in this game and also gets maybe 5-6 tackles like he always does every single game. Leave a comment down below, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game? I'll be back with my post-game reaction on Christmas Eve, probably at like 7-8 p.m.-ish, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully the Bears get a big win, and if you're going to this game, I hope you have a lot of fun. Merry Christmas, guys. As always, bear down.